Good morning, good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura Show. Good morning, hello. Good morning, friends. It is Christmas Eve. Welcome back to the Last Minute Laura Morning Show. For those of you who are streaming in now, don't forget to like the video as you get in. It is helpful for the channel, and the YouTube algorithm loves when you hit that like button, and it loves when you hit that like button quickly into the viewing. I don't know why. That's what it means. That's what it does. That's what it wants. So I just am trying to adhere to the YouTube gods as I get this screen ready. I'm making sure to ask so that I don't lose out on all that is YouTube possibilities. So, again, good morning, Merry Christmas Eve to those of you who are celebrating. I am a little chilly, but I'm trying to decide how chilly I am. Cleo's gone, by the way. Cleo left yesterday. I wasn't really prepared, but my mom was saying how she missed Cleo, and my dad was saying after all the Christmas drama is over, but we did Christmas Day yesterday. So since we did Christmas Day yesterday, today is like a nothing day. Come here. So after all the family left, the big family left after the big family dinner. Is that tilted down all the way? Oh, geez. Hold on, let me try and get you a little bit more on us. Yeah, after the whole family, the extended family left, I was like, well, there's no dogs here anymore. We might as well go get Cleo. And I put a little bow on her neck, and then we brought her home. So Cleo's back at the farm, and it's a little sad. I miss her already, but at the same time, she's my mama's dog, you know? Like, my mom really missed her. And oh my god, when we introduced them again, Cleo lost it. She was so happy to be home. Hi. How are you doing, Suki? This little guy woke up with me, started crying, waking Alex up, which is good, because Alex needs to get up too, but he's sleepy. Alex! Alex! Wake up, Alex! It's 7:30, Alex! He'll get up. Good morning, Nancy. Oh, thank you for the lovely Christmas card. You're welcome, Nancy. I'm glad you got it. Do you like the birds on it? And Lou, good morning. And Austin, good morning. And Brenda, good morning. Nice to see all of you this morning. And yeah, I guess for you guys it's Christmas Eve still. For me, it's already all over. I already unpackaged any of the gifts that I received that were in packages, and I put them away. So other than my decorations, I just have to put those away. I'll wait until New Year, but at the same time, Christmas is done. Also, I figured out the number of stitches and whatnot that you need to make the adult version of that Santa Claus baby booty. I just didn't do the ruffle on it because it kind of was a bit much on an adult version. But the same booty size, I figured out the way to make an adult version. So that's going to be something I record. I'm not going to record it in red, white, and green yarn though, because Christmas will be over. I think I'll just record it in some nice winter colors. Are you Thunder? He's looking at my food. I have today Mom's homemade pistachio, there we go, pistachio pudding dessert. Let's see if the camera can handle it. So it's cookie base with pistachios in it, along with, above that, it's cream cheese and Cool Whip whipped together. Above that is pistachio pudding, and above that is thick whipping cream. It's basically the best food that has ever existed, and if this was healthy, I would eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Since it's not healthy, I'll just have it for breakfast. It's so good though. The cookie base is the perfect thickness and the perfect crumbliness to accommodate all of the whipped cream and the creamiest of it. It's like my favorite dessert. I want to show you what like an actual bite looks like. So you can see like let me get this in front of it so you can see like accurate. I'm on camera. So good. It's very good. If you swapped out the cookie base for just like graham cracker crumb, it's not even necessary to cook it. It's so good. Same, Austin. I almost slept through this again. That's what happened yesterday. I woke up and I was just like, it's not happening. Me too. I found it at a church sale, like a church thrift sale. I found 2 of them, and they're handmade ones. Like on the bottom, you could tell somebody made it. Oops, sorry. You can have that one, Thunder. That's a bummer. Honestly, you can't even taste the pistachios, Lou. But I guess like the green pudding is pistachio pudding, but like I don't recognize pistachio flavor. But I think that's because it's so sweet, and every time I eat pistachios, they have salt on them, so my brain can't agree that this is pistachios. But very good. I don't want to work today either, Austin. I just want to go back into bed, scroll on Instagram, and then sleep for like 3 or 4 hours. Oh, yesterday was a really cool day. One of the gifts that I got for Christmas, which was, good morning, Helmet, nice to see you. And Brenda, I've already said good morning. Good morning, Lou, I said. Did I say good morning, Austin? Good morning, Austin. Oh, and Mary McQuinn. Marie McQuinn. Mary McQuinn. Good afternoon, Laura. Happy Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too, Mary. So, yesterday, one of our Christmas presents, all of the girls, my dad got us tickets to our local theater production of Hairspray at Theater Aquarius in Hamilton. And so Alex drove us to the downtown area, and we went to a bar called something like, I feel like it was called the Pheasant Plucker. It was something like that, or like, it was a Scottish bar. Maybe we went to a place called, that was one of the ones that was an option. There was also like the Honest Lawyer and the Fox and the Fiddle, or the Fox and the Feather. There were like a bunch of them. And then there were a few names I didn't know. I'm not gonna lie, Julia knows all of those places, mentioned a few of them, and then we picked based off the name, but I don't remember. I feel like maybe it's just that the Pheasant Plucker is the funniest name. So I feel like that's the only one I'm remembering, but I don't know that that was the one we were in. So anyway, we went to a pub and we got, well, the table got a pitcher of beer. I don't like beer, so I had ginger ale. And we had dinner. Like, my sister's dinner was not shepherd's pie, something else. It was like shepherd's pie, but cottage pie is what it was called. And it had like, oh, yum, ground beef and mashed potatoes and veg. It was like Scottish, or it was like shepherd's pie, but instead of lamb or mutton as the meat, it was like ground beef as the meat. And there's cheese involved. It was really good. She let me have a bite of hers. Good morning, Tammy. I feel cozy this morning. I definitely am cozy and comfortable. And Austin, I am going to push for nobody going there today too. Hopefully they just picked up everything they needed. Although you're at Canadian Tire, aren't you, Austin? Or is that just my brain making it up? If you're at Canadian Tire, then there's going to be a whole bunch of dads coming in last minute and buying random things that they think are good ideas. No doubt. So my dad got us those Hairspray tickets. What was I talking about before that? Was it still about hair? Oh yes, we went out to the pub. We had tasty dinner, I had a club sandwich. My sister and I actually split a club sandwich because I was feeling really anxious. Like like I'd already medicated to manage how anxious I was feeling. It was for no reason. Like it was just my body was in fight or flight. My brain was like, okay, but my body was like tense and in fight or flight the whole time. And every time they were trying to discuss like a choice, like which one should we go to or what time should we leave? I don't know why. I work with food. Oh, sorry, Austin. Somebody works at Canadian Tire. I just always mix up people's locations and occupations. So I was feeling really anxious, like really like my tummy was tight, my throat was tight. I was like close to tears. I wasn't making it clear that that was happening, but I was like, I was not in a good headspace or body space or something. And so I didn't really want to eat a whole meal, but I didn't want to be weird. So my older sister was like, I'm not that hungry. Would anyone like to split something with me? And I was like, me. And she wanted a club anyway, which is convenient. So then we got a club sandwich. And I got to have the pickle, which is good. And by the end of dinner, I had chilled out a little bit. I mean, with the help of some of my like prescription things. But I chilled out a bit. And then we took the cab. We took a lift from the restaurant to the theater. And then we watched Hairspray, and it was so good. Like, I don't know what I was expecting, but like Mallory and I went to see Rent in Ottawa, way back when, not that long ago, but you know, we went and saw Rent the musical, and there was a lot of running and dancing and whatever. So there was a little more breathiness. But like they were all mic'd as well, like visibly mic'd, so I feel like they weren't pushing it as hard, or I don't know. I thought Rent was excellent, and then after Hairspray, I was like, Rent was just okay. Hairspray was excellent. Each and every one of the characters had the best voice. So the first person would sing, and we'd be like, "Wow, that's an amazing voice. They must be the star of the show." And then the next person would come and sing their part. I'd be like, "Oh my God, they're just as good, even better." And then the next person, "Oh my God, they're even better." Every person was even better, and every song people did was better than the last. They did so well, and such pushing, and they were all dancing and singing and smiling, and I liked the storyline of it. It was a beautiful, beautiful musical, well put on. Like you start to believe the characters, which is like a good thing, you know. It was like we had a really good time, and we were smiling the whole way through. It was really cute. So, if anyone else lives in the GTA and makes it to Hamilton for a production of Hairspray, and or probably any production, I bet they would do great at everything because it's like the same team there. Because it's a local theater. It's not like a traveling group. So I would definitely recommend the Theater Aquarius. So I had a good time. I saw a girl who was on my rowing team in high school, and I recognized her, but I couldn't figure out from where until she was well far away. And we both smiled at each other and like waved awkwardly. And then I was like, why do I know her? I know she went to my high school, but I feel like I've spoken to her. She was on my rowing team. What? What is it? Here. Look, it's warmer right here. I'll move you in front of the heater. There. So yeah, that was fun. Really, you've carded, spun, and died before. That's fun. I have pretended to do all three, and yet never actually done all three. Like, I've sheared a poodle. I've attempted to do carding, but with dog brushes. And I spun with a makeshift drop spindle. So, the fact of the matter is I have not done any of the things, but I have made efforts, here, then just a little higher, to do all of them. Eventually I will. Good morning, Sarah. Nice to see you this morning. I like watching local shows, Lou says. There's so many talented people in local theaters. like way more than I expected. I kind of just expected it to be okay because it was a local theater, but it felt like every single performer was like equally amazing. Usually, like, you see a show and you're like, I don't prefer that one over all of them, or I prefer that one more than all of the rest of them. This one, it was like every single one was amazing. Aw, Merry Christmas Eve, Lori. Good morning. And good morning, Sarah. Merry Christmas Eve. For me, this Christmas Eve, I gotta drink a liter of water an hour before I go get a pelvic ultrasound. Because they're gonna make sure everything's in working order before I get an IUD. So I already did the blood work. I already got the mammogram, although mammogram, I don't know that that has so much to do with me getting an IUD, but got my mammogram. Guess what? My boobs are banging, so no problems. But yes, now I just need my pelvic ultrasound, and then we'll be jazzy. And then they'll schedule my IUD time, and I will be prevented from getting pregnant for up to 5 years. Apparently, from what my doctor was saying, oh, Merry Christmas, AJ, going to sleep now. Must have been a late night, or it's just a good time for a nap. Either way, have a good sleep. Thanks, Lou. My favorite ewe was named Fudgy. Aw, she was brown. One time I came to visit Fudgy. Was in the freezer, and the woolen hide was tanned and draped over the rocking chair. Poor Fudgy. Aww. I mean, on the bright side, Fudgy's gonna keep you warm for years to come. But anyway, the plan, what I've been told about IUDs is that after it goes in, there's like spotting, bleeding for a little bit, like for up to 3 months, which I really don't want because I hate wearing panty liners. Like, I don't mind like dealing with a period, but like spotting, ugh. And then after that, they say that your period just stops. And although my brain says, like, is that really good for you? Like, for it to just not happen anymore? Like, I don't know, but apparently IUDs have been around for a long time, and there are very few adverse effects, and that usually people get the ability to get pregnant one cycle after taking out an IUD. So, based on doctor's advice, it's safe. In my head, it feels kind of strange that it's totally okay, but to me, so does birth control. Like, the idea that you're manipulating your hormones so that you can't. I don't know. The whole thing is a little bit weird, but I don't want to have the risk. And also, it's just kind of like nice peace of mind, you know? That's my plan. And today is the last step before that happens. I have to get a pelvic ultrasound. Got to check on my PCOS. Got to check on the old uterus, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, and then they'll say, like, you have such a lovely reproductive system. You are approved. I'm hoping. I hope that's... I hope they don't say anything like that. I just hope that it's all good. I'm praying for you. Happy holidays and Happy New Year. Thank you, Barbara. Sending all the good vibes your way as well. Poor Fudgy and you, Helmet. That's something I grew up with, raising animals for food. Yeah, if you weren't raising them for food, if you were raising them for wool, and then one day they were food, it would definitely be hard to understand. The circle of life, it's sad, but she lived a long life. A long and loved life, right? I mean, she had a name. A lot of sheep that are being raised for fleece or for meat don't have a name, so... She had a name, Fudgy. We had a hamster named Fudgio. And by we, I mean my little sister had a hamster named Fudgio. I don't remember my hamsters' names. Like, my little sister remembers all of her hamsters' names. Like, Cookie. I remember her hamsters' names. Cookie and Bear and Fudgio. Oh, maybe it was Oreo. I think mine was named Oreo because it was like black, white, black. I haven't yet, Lori. However, I did get an email that says I have 5 letters and 2 packages at the P.O. box. So Alex is going to go in. He has the 25th, 26th off. That sucks. It doesn't suck. I'm glad that he does. But on the 27th, I guess, he'll go in because he was going to go in today, but I need the card to go get my ultrasound. So he can't take it to work. Also, the back shocks on our car have now given out, so anytime you bounce over anything, the sound of metal grinding on metal. Our car is beginning to deteriorate to the point where we're like, it's almost getting to a point where it might die soon. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? That was something my grandpa used to say when I was little. There was a little clown and he had like a little fuzzy hair, like one of those glass clowns with like a glass hands, glass feet, glass head, but soft body, and he had like fuzzy hair, and his name was Fuzzy Wuzzy. Also, when I couldn't say S, that was one of the things I had to do to practice, because S and Z, those sounds, when you're deaf, those sounds are very difficult because you can't hear them. Like, if you have no hearing, you can't be sure that you're doing it right. Z and S are very hard for like deaf people to pull off. So I was mostly deaf, and I was getting surgeries done to try and fix it, but it would, and R, the letter R, because you can't hear it, so the tongue ends up in the wrong spot. So there were two things that I had to repeat all the time as I was coming into being able to hear, and it was the red, red robin goes bob, bob, bobbing along, and I would just have to repeat that with my grandma, and then my grandpa would repeat, Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he? Now I can say Z, but it is still a conscious effort. Like if I have to zebra, it's like I have to push the Z out. It doesn't come naturally because my tongue isn't in the right spot for a Z. So I have to like start the Z, and it's like an S that turns into a Z. It's not like Z off the bat. It's like Z, like it makes its way to a Z sound. It's fine. Parts of me are a little bit sensitive about it, but I went to speech therapy when I was little. I guess I could go to speech therapy again just to have it like a refresher, but I'm also like, people understand what I mean, so it's mostly okay. If I ever became a public speaker, I would probably go to speech therapy because sometimes my tongue gets tired because I've talked so long, but I'm not talking effectively, like I'm not doing the right positions. Oh. Anyway, I need my brakes done. My brakes are good. My go machine part of the car is good. But now when we turn, there's a sound of metal grinding on metal in the back. And if we hit a bump, there's a sound of metal grinding on metal. And if the car is full of people, there's a sound of metal grinding on metal. So something to do with the shocks or the something coil is a problem. So that's something that's on the list, but not in the foreseeable future because we looked at the price of repairs. And it's probably not realistic for us right now. So what I said to Alex is we need to just be really minimal with driving the car because I feel like it's starting to threaten to die. Did anyone have Fuzzy Wuzzy soap? What's Fuzzy Wuzzy soap? I've had dozens and dozens of pets over the years, and almost all were strays. Aw, that's sweet. I loved raising chickens. We did it at our last house, but when we moved, we had to downsize. No chickens now. Our rooster was named Rudy. Aw, a fox got him. Oh no. He was the only chicken I ever buried. Rudy, that's a nice name for a rooster. Rudy Roo. I love chickens, Lori says, and Lou says, oh, we had a rooster that I avoided at all costs. I still have scratches on my legs from him. Roosters can be little bastards, says Lori. I built my own coop. Pro tip, put linoleum down on the floor before you frame it out. Clean up equals super easy, and you can disinfect. Thank you, because Alex and I are looking at building a chicken coop this coming summer. We want to get just a couple of chickens, like maybe 5. I don't know, whatever people say is the right amount to have for a small group of chickens. Like I don't want to have 1 because it'll be afraid. I don't want to have like 30 because no thank you. I'm thinking like 5 or 6. Is that like a good amount to have as a starter amount of chickens? Because then they'll have like friends and whatever. When we were kids, we had a soap that was in the shape of a bear, and when you washed it, it would grow fuzz. Kind of gross when I think about it. Yep, that sounds a little weird. I wonder if there was some kind of like baking soda vinegar thing, and then when you got wet, it like I don't know. Gross though. Sounds weird. They can be buddy heads. I have kids. Buddy head, butt heads. The people next to us have chickens. I love hearing them. See, Tammy, good morning, Tammy. That's how I feel. I feel like the noises they make just like add to the atmosphere of country living. Like, I love the sounds of the birds. I love the sounds that I hear from hawks. When I hear the coyotes in the forest, or if I like see a bunch of deer, deer don't really make a ton of noise, but I love hearing all of them. So I feel like having a couple of chickens would be great. And there's no neighbors that I could bother. Even if I had a rooster, it's nobody's close enough to be bothered by a rooster. Does that sound like a good amount to start? Awesome. In Massachusetts, you have to buy at least 6 chicks. I want to get chicks, but Alex said maybe for our first year we should just buy chickens, like from a guy who doesn't want that many chickens anymore. And like, even if they're not great layers and they're a little bit older, it's still good practice for us on like feeding and caring for them, that sort of thing. And I kind of agree, because I really wouldn't want to have it as a baby, fall totally in love with everything, and then have them die because they got a little bit too cold or something, you know? Whereas if it's an adult chicken, I feel like they're a little more hardy, and it'll make me, I don't know. I feel like it would be easier for me. I don't know if that's true, but that's where my brain's at. A couple of turkeys might be nice to have too. Nancy, actually our neighbor is a turkey farmer. So we could get a turkey, because they are like a turkey farm. Like, I was walking to the edge of our farm, and there's like this big silver building, and it has windows and it has big fans every like 10 feet. So I was like, what's that murder shed? But it's not. It's a turkey. Well, I guess it's a murder shed, but it's a turkey operation, and we found out that. So I wonder if I could just buy a baby turkey from them. I would raise a baby turkey. They are so stupid looking. But a baby chick, they're so cute. And like, I would end up being like, let's just play with them all the time inside. I want to have chickens to be chickens, you know? They have interesting personalities. I agree, Agent T. I think that it's like, oh, also, good morning. And I thought I'd say Merry Christmas before I go back to bed and finish my baby blanket and baby boots. Before April 19th, is that the big due date? So exciting. I would do chicks, just so they can be handled early. It'll make your life easier. Beanbag. Murica. What did I miss about Beanbag? Murica. Hello, Beanbag, and I appreciate the way you spelled it. Murica. They have interesting personalities. Mad Mimi Crochet has 7 chickens. She lives at North Pole, Alaska. Murica! Chicks are pretty easy to raise. Well, I mean, like, you think it would make the difference so that they're handled? I don't want to have, like, evil dinosaurs. And that's what chickens are, right? Oh, by the way, for those of you who've trickled in since the beginning, don't forget to like the video. It really helps the channel out. And I mean, you're here already anyway, so click the like button. Good morning, Elsie. Nice to see you this morning. Did you click the like button as you came in? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Yule. Ooh, for Yule, I mentioned it to all of my extended family. I can't say that everyone in my family was super receptive to it, but all of my immediate family was like, huh, what does it mean? And I was like, some pagan things where you can light a Yule log and you can acknowledge that it's the shortest day of the year. I mean, like, I Wikipedia'd it so that I could tell them more accurate information. And it was nice. And then my dad was like, that's neat. And I was like, it is. So that's cool. Also, I almost killed my Paulette plant. I didn't, because I found it yesterday and it was like not happy. So I watered it. Okay, I didn't almost kill it. I forgot to water it, and then I watered it, and now it's fine. Got 2 pounds of yarn. Ooh, that'll make a good blanket. Samantha Grace, that's a nice one. How about Samantha Laura Grace? I feel like Samantha Laura Grace has just a ring to it. I'm just kidding. I like dogs. They're good in yin yang soup. Oh, that's not nice. Dogs are friends, not food. Don't forget to put oregano in the water if they're sick. It's a natural antibiotic for cluck clucks. See, that's something I'm a little bit worried about, Helmet, is since I've never had one, I worry that I wouldn't be sure what they look like when they're sick, you know? Like, will it be clear that they're sick, or will it be like do they show? Because I know like when CJ is sick, I can't tell until he is totally cuddly to me, and then I'm like, oh, you're not feeling well. Um, I feel like that'd be more up my alley, Lou. Young poulet. Oh, like poulet, like chicken is poulet, as it pullets in an English word. They are young chickens, but not babies. Like ugly. They're like the ugly phase. Ugly teenagers is what I always say. When you see the birds and they have like some feathers and their necks are too long, I'd be down for that. Honestly, I would be down for chicks. What I was thinking was another option was I could get a couple of eggs and the incubator, or have my sister purchase the incubator for her school, and then just let her have the eggs. She's a teacher, and she's like the teacher in the library half the day. So I thought, wouldn't that be cool? I remember my school used to have something like that, and my mom, when she was a teacher, had something like that. Just put the eggs in the incubator, and then like they get to live there for 2 days after they hatch, and then I'll take them home. Because then I get to feel like I helped the youths learn about the cycle of life or something like that. Nancy, my neighbor says he likes hummingbirds, but there's not that much meat and it takes a lot of them to make a meal. I like a small, skinny chicken wing. Like and subscribe to this amazing woman. She makes amazing videos and is an amazing person. Ooh, so much amazing. Thank you, Agent T. So hummingbirds are beautiful and I want to attract them next summer. I have a lot of plans to make this farm just a winter wonderland. Good night. Have a good sleep, Agent T. Too early for you. Fair. I felt like that this morning too. It was too early for me this morning. But oh, Gerard, Merry Christmas. Nice to have you here this morning. My Christmas is already over. I'm already done. It's now, today is just a day. Tomorrow is just a day. I'm going to go to dinner with my mom and dad tomorrow. I'm going to go to my parents' house and like hang out for dinner. But today is just a day and tomorrow's just a day because yesterday was Christmas Day for me and the day before that was Christmas Eve. Good morning, Nancy. So yeah, Christmas is pretty much like done. I already unpackaged all of the gifts that I received and put them away and put the recycling parts in the recycling and put the garbage parts in the garbage, and I got some pretty cool stuff. I got a new razor, I got a new toothbrush, new toothpaste, I got really nice pairs of underwear, like a 5-pack of seamless, high-waisted, like it feels like sport fabric underwear. So nice. They're like form-fitted, high-waisted, and they have no seams. And my mom got them for me, and I was just like, you know, you're an adult when you get like high waist, like woman's underwear, and you're like, yeah, this is what I need for several of my dresses. So now I have my nice fancy underwear, which made me very happy. I also got a Glade wax melt thing. So a whole bunch of these wax melts, I plugged it in the bathroom, and you just put a little thing on it, heats up and makes the whole bathroom smell nice. So that was fun. My older sister gave me some pottery. Yes, same, Nancy, so now I can just relax. My older sister gave me some pottery. My little sister gave me a pottery thing that it's like a half circle and it has a hole in the back, so you can hang a plant on the wall with just one nail, which is like, honestly, I need more of those because I want to hang plants up high so they have access to the windows, but I don't have things that are like flat on the side. Good morning, Frida. Merry Christmas or Happy Yule or whatever you celebrate. Happy of that time. Solstice and oh, from here, friends, we're at the 23rd now, 24th now. Guess what? It's already on its way. It's already on its way. We're going back to the light. The coldest, darkest, well, not the coldest. We get February, which is literally like disgusting. Oh, hold on one sec. I'm gonna yell and I don't want it to like blast through the speaker. Okay, unmuted. Sorry, I just did a bunch of yelling and I didn't want it to like blind you with the loudness. Um, You usually can tell when something's wrong, especially the more you are around them, which is good to only have a few first. Well, I want to like name them and like love them because I want to get to know these magical dinosaurs. Like I get eventually I'll look at them more like food producers and maybe I'll even look at them at food. Um, but I think it's more I want to like be up close to a dinosaur. I feel like chickens every time I get close to one in my like face to face, I'm always like how is this even something that can interact with us? It looks like it's from 100 million years ago. Also, yesterday I made a few new terrariums. I was feeling inspired and I hadn't gotten my hands dirty. Good morning, Amanda. Merry Christmas. And Frida, I'm celebrating, totally ignoring Christmas. Oh, that sounds like a great thing. Thanks, Nancy. Thumbs up. Yes, as you're coming in, friends, don't forget to thumbs up. I see there's 20 of us here, but only 15 likes. So click that like button because I appreciate it. Or click the dislike button if you don't like me. But if you're hate watching, I don't even care. Just interact with the stream because it's helpful for the channel and I appreciate it. And you're here already anyway. But yeah, yesterday I was making terrariums and then I had like this feeling like I'm missing something. Something isn't working. What am I missing? Charcoal. Good morning, Vanessa. How's baby Imani? And how are you? Are you home yet or still at the hospital? How's the pain? Did they give you stuff to keep yourself comfortable or are you just powering through? Give us the update on the baby stuff. Anyway, so yesterday I didn't have any charcoal because why would I have any charcoal? It's the middle of the winter. So I sliced up a board of wood. It was like a really old board of wood to the point where I literally put like a kitchen knife in the top of it and I could push down and then just like move it back and forth and it would like splinter off. So I made a whole bunch of these little sticks, broke them all up into wood chips, and then proceeded to go into my bathroom, open the window, and in a pot, like in a kitchen pot, one of my dying pots, I lit it on fire. And I had a small campfire. I had a medium-sized campfire, to be honest, in my bathroom. I put damp towels along the edge of the door so that smoke wouldn't make it to the smoke detector. I had the window wide open so some of the smoke was going out that way. And I just sat in my bathroom with a random campfire. And then I would stir around all the fiery bits until they all burned into charcoal. Then I added water when it was done. And then I stood up and I almost died because the whole upper part of the room was all smoke. Obviously, Laura, I was on the ground, so I was like totally fine because the smoke went up. And CJ and Thunder are both here. CJ you can't see though because he's right in front of the heater on a different cat bed. He is like, he's probably hot, but he's very much enjoying it. Thunder is happy here too. He's got the heater pointing at him. It's pointing at all three of us. CJ, you want to come sit with me? Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on, CJ. Come here. Come on, you can come sit. He doesn't wanna. He went like this, which is how cats say I love you, if they blink really slowly. Lol. Yeah, it was a low-key campfire in the bathroom. So the whole bathroom smells still like a campfire because of course it does. They don't just disappear. I ended up having to take a shower before we went to hairspray because I smelled like a campfire. But this morning, even when I went in to go pee, it smells like camping. Which again, I don't mind because it's a bathroom and like I really don't care that it smells that way, but I still put the Glade thing in there and turned it on. So now it's like Vanessa, sorry, not Vanessa, it's like vanilla. Sorry, I looked up and saw V. It's like vanilla and campfire. It's like a really nice scent. And Helmet, the house we're in now, it probably built in the 50s. And it's very dated, a lot of the decor, but it's dated from when I was supposed to be born, so very little parts of it I would change. Like if I had unlimited money, there are very few things I would change. I really do love this house. The only things I think I would change is I would rip down all of the walls and have an actual electrician wire the house, because it was like an old Italian man who wired this house, There are no safety precautions. There's supposed to be like short out things on any circuit that's close to a water source, like within 10 feet of a water source. There is none of that stuff. And also the like, good morning, the breakers are all wired crazy. Like certain rooms are connected that have no sense being connected. So there's only wiring issues, pretty much is the only thing. Wiring, and maybe I would retile the upstairs bathroom because I think there's mold behind the tiles. Other than that, I really like the layout. I like this house. Hi. Hello. Did you see I made you tea and grapes? You're welcome. I'm home in a lot of pain because of the staples. Pneumonia is great, but I have to take hydrocodone. Hydrocodone, is that like a painkiller? It's fine, I'm lying. It's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. Well, V, you have a beautiful, beautiful baby. Focus on that. Obviously, acknowledge your pain though, because it hurts. But also know that that is a finite pain. It will end. It's not like, it's not a forever pain. So I feel like whenever I have like hard pain, it's a lot easier to manage when you know it's gonna end. And every day it'll be slightly better than the last day. So tomorrow will be just a little bit easier. It's gonna be okay though. And you got a baby out of it. Sorry, V, I know how that sucks. I don't know how it sucks, I'm just trying to be supportive. But why did I have a campfire in the bathroom? The reason I had a campfire in the bathroom was because I needed to make charcoal, and for some weird reason, instead I just did it in the bathroom. After I was done, I realized the bathroom window had been open the whole time and it was warm outside. I could have just gone outside and done it outside like a person with a brain. However, I did it in the bathroom. I didn't start a fire anywhere except in the bathroom, but I didn't nothing caught on fire. I was careful. I'm a big girl. But I couldn't open the bathroom door for like an hour after because I wanted the smoke to dissipate. It was stupid. I should have done it outside because it was already warm outside. And if I need to do it again, which I definitely will, I will do it outside to make charcoal. Reason being, Frida, charcoal is a really important ingredient. I know I will always have a slip disc, yay. Oh, well that's a frustrating pain because it doesn't go away. That's irritating. Helmet, I completely understand. Wiring is super important. It's the only thing I call a pro for when remodeling because it's important. Yeah, but in this house it was kind of like MacGyvered. So like if something was added to the house, like they wanted a new light switch, they would just put wire where they thought it would go. So there's certain breakers where you can't plug in everything on one plug or it shuts down the breaker, even if it's only on one plug. Like if I plug in a heater and my computer into this one plug, the entire breaker, which is multiple other things, but the entire breaker goes off, even if nothing else is plugged in anywhere. It's very whatever. It's very confusing. But now I'm getting to know which breakers are where and whatever. Just silly though. So charcoal is needed when you're making terrariums because it like filters the water so that you don't get mold. It's like a mold preventative, and it's good for the soil substrate that you put on top of it. So I was looking at all the terrariums that I already have yesterday, and I found baby arthropods, potato bugs is what I call them, but babies, which made me feel so cool because that means they like... No, I didn't burn the house down. I just had a small to medium-sized campfire, but it was inside of a pot, and the flame never got higher than like... From my knee, it never got higher than like that. It wasn't that. It's fine. Everything's fine. I did it in the middle of a tile floor, not next to anything else flammable. I was careful. I mean, I was as careful as you can be for someone who had a fire in their house. But I'm shocked they could rent the house out. Oh yeah, definitely they wouldn't have been able to if they had had somebody come inspect it. It's totally not inspection. Like the electrical would have not been inspected. Exactly. Oh, I have that in the kitchen. Don't boil water and run the microwave at the same time. But that's in every room of the house here. The breakers are like I've I know all of the breakers. That's how many times we've had them break because I've flicked all of them at some point. So yeah, the house probably. Well, I mean, you can rent as is, right? In a metal can with a tight cleansed lid, poke a hole in the top, put it in a fire. All the impurities burn off and go out the hole, pure charcoal. Oh, that's a good idea. Ah, and you don't have to worry about burning them. I could have roasted marshmallows, it's true. I've lived in an old house, they were like that. The wiring was nuts. The wiring here is nuts, but um, I don't have to replace it. I feel like as things break down, the landlord will just replace it bit by bit. And then my hope is all the expensive things will be replaced, and then the market will crash, and then I will buy this house from them. That's my hope. I've definitely lived in older houses. Like we lived in a house that was like 100 years old, our first apartment, and like this place is like a palace compared to the quality of that old home. It was very, very not livable, but we lived there happily. We loved it there while we lived there. But no, definitely, we didn't have an escape. Like all the windows were basement windows that weren't big enough for people to go through, which already means you can't rent that as a room. Um, and it was so damp. We had a dehumidifier running all the time. We emptied it twice a day. It filled twice a day. And even with that, since our bed was against the wall, our covers got moldy. Like every 2 weeks, we would do the outside duvet. We were in university. We weren't washing our laundry as often. Every 2 weeks, we'd do the duvet and there would be mold. When we moved, we didn't even take it. Fire alarms. Yes, we have lots of fire alarms here because my dad is a little bit neurotic with those. So we have carbon monoxide detectors in both kitchens. We have a carbon dioxide detector in here, and I can see 2 smoke alarms, 1, 2, carbon monoxide detector. I know there's one in the kitchen, and then there's carbon monoxide and smoke detector in the living room, smoke detector right outside of the kitchen, smoke detector right outside of the bedroom, and carbon monoxide detector in the bedroom. My dad is very like, we will not die by fire or carbon monoxide. It just won't happen. What I will die from is when all of the batteries start to die at the same time. That will kill me because I hate finding which one it is, and they just make that awful shrieky scream noise. Older homes have issues, but they're so cozy. It's true. I'll be having Christmas and New Year by myself. I plan on having Christmas by myself. I did my family thing, and now I just want to, I mean, like, I am going to have some stranger, like, do a bunch of personal, private things around my uterus, but I want to know how my polycystic ovarian syndrome's going, so there's that. And I want to know that everything's go for the IUD, so it's work. No fire alarms goes with the comment above. Nancy, by choice? Or Frida? Fire alarms! No fire alarms. Goes with the comments above. Oh, I love fires and getting things on fire. I also have a dad that worked with fire alarms. A dad that worked with firearms. I love fires and my dad plays with guns. I grew up in a brick house built in 1834. Log beams in the ceiling, horsehair plaster on the walls, original split shingles on the roof. Indians killed the sun when the family was building it. What? That's crazy. There's probably like formaldehyde or lead. It's probably unhealthy things in the walls too. But cool history though. I had a house fire many years ago and nearly lost the place. It was an electrical problem. That is something that mildly concerns me because this house is also old, so like I don't know how much I don't know how well it was done. And I know that when they redid the electrical for the outdoor lighting, they were like, this was MacGyvered very randomly. And then we were like, okay, cool. My partner of 26 years tells me he has a friend, so I'm not fighting this. I'm letting him go. What? A friend? That sucks, Nancy. I'm sorry. Letting him go. For 26 years. That's awful. Sorry, sorry, Nancy. Hi, Wilma. Welcome. Good morning. Merry Christmas. So basically, I'm going to probably be doing that kind of a fire again today, but I'm going to do it outside because it's like a beautiful looking day, and I only have until lunchtime before I have to go get my ultrasound. I have to drink 1 liter of water 1 hour before I go. I have to hold my bladder. They left a message. I'm repeating the message. And then they will look. The only thing I don't like about going for an ultrasound is they never tell you anything. Because they just like, they aren't allowed. The technician is not the radiologist or whatever. Do some self-care things, Nancy. Take a bath, paint your nails, do your hair, and then watch a movie. Do some things that make you feel nice. It's worth it. Keep moving forward. It'll all work out totally. Best dessert ever. Or go to your closest grocery store and go in and give yourself a budget of like $50 or $100 and buy yourself whatever foods you want. And yeah, it'll be tasty. So you're having someone inspect your naughty bits today, and tonight a fat man will break into your house and leave stuff under a tree. Sounds like a pretty intrusive Christmas. Yes, not only inspect. It's like if you Google search pelvic ultrasound, there's like a full hand being where I don't want a stranger's hand, and then the ultrasound machine is on top. Like the ultrasound part is on top, but there's somebody else like navigating. So I've had it done several times before. I had it done when I was young, so like I can like clinically dissociate, you know, like I don't feel like violated because I can clinically dissociate. But it's still like uncomfortable, and then also you can feel when they're touching certain things. So like if they are around your ovary, it's like you don't usually feel your ovary, but when there's pressure from one end and from another end, both of them are touching your ovary, it's like, oh my god, I have ovaries. Like I know they're in there somewhere, but I can't, but then you have like a really graphic idea of the size and shape because there's two data points around them. It's very weird. And same with the uterus. Like what does your uterus feel like? I know you know when it cramps, and I know you know when it, like, you know what I mean? But like to have like a 3D feeling, like I'm very like, if I can feel something on my body, I can see it. Do you know what I mean? So when I can feel those things happening, I can like see a 3D picture of my insides, which gives me like, not the heebie-jeebies, but it's more like it gives me lots of questions. Like, how does it look? Am I dying? You know. Good job, Nancy. You should move forward. It's not worth the headaches. Every time I've gone, there's been a hand, Nancy. Don't tell me that you've never had one. Have I been having things that are kosher? I hope not. No, I don't think so. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Aw, my hero. Did you get your own bowl? Good. Okay, I'm just gonna take a gulp of this first. Well, it's fine. I have to get used to it anyway because I'm going to have an IUD, and an IUD is like a pap smear on steroids, which is like a whole thing. like a pap smear is not like a big deal. It doesn't like cause distress for me. It's just like you get cramping after. An IUD, there's actually a new thing going in where no thing has gone before. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see how it feels. I like medical stuff and I like knowing about it and knowing how it feels and like understanding what's going on. So I'm not scared. I'm more like intrigued and I'm hoping that it takes long enough that my brain can process it so that I can like go through it and understand it, you know? Or I hope that I have a tech or a technician today and a nurse that day. I hope that I have one that will let me ask questions while it's happening. Yeah, Nancy, you're strong. Crochet your doily. Oh, it's done, and everything will work out. Totally, Nancy. Start another project and work on it and listen to some Christmas music and make a memory this year that's a positive one. Oh, good morning, Scrappy. Nice to have you this morning. Frida, Laura, I know what you mean. Okay, good. I'm glad. That makes me feel better. I had a moment where I was like, ooh, I hope everything's all good. What else happened? So I had the fire. Oh, I made terrariums. Okay, so yesterday I had a few containers that I got at the thrift store that have lids, but they're all clear and round and beautiful. And I wanted to make a terrarium, so I made the charcoal so that it would live a long time. Like by adding the you can make a terrarium with just like dirt and moss and a couple of bugs, but it will eventually die. If you put the charcoal in, it cleans the water or something so that it keeps everything a little bit healthier so mold doesn't form. So I made a terrarium. I put like gravel on the bottom, then charcoal, then the dirt mixture that I made by ripping up moss, breaking up bits of wood chips, putting a little bit of peat moss, and then a little bit of potting soil. I just mixed all that together. And then, oh, Merry Christmas, Scrappy, to you as well. And I put that in the terrarium as the third layer. And then I planted some moss. I planted a couple of little ferns that I took from outside. I put some rocks in there. And then I went to some of my more established terrariums and I got some of the bugs that were in there. So I found a few baby earthworms, like baby. And I found a few baby potato bugs, which is what I call them, but they're like orthopods or anthropods. Probably not anthropods, that would be like people. Orthopods makes more sense, I think. And then I found one in one of my more established terrariums. I found an earthworm, a big juicy earthworm that was this big. But it wasn't there when I planted the terrarium because like I did that whole system where it was like I packed everything in. So an earthworm, it's been there for a long time and now it's like grown up. And the little eggs that I found outside underneath a stump, underneath a piece of bark, I thought they were frog eggs, so I took them inside and put them in my terrarium. They were slug eggs, so now I have isopods. That's the right one. Isopods. So there's slugs, worms, spiders, springtails, and that's it, I think, right now in them. So it makes me feel happy. I really do like it, and I now have like 5 or 6 working, active, closed terrariums. I'm really excited to see how the ones I made yesterday are gonna do. I've revamped some of the ones that I had made already because I wanted to add charcoal to everything. So that they will all last longer. And oh, the life that is going on in those things now is so exciting. It makes me feel super cool. Frida, I'm past the worst of the side effects of the new antidepressants, and I think the TMI side effects of sertraline are lifting. It's at least different. That's awesome, Frida. I'm glad. And Lucy Lou, I'm surprised they would suggest an IUD with other issues. Yeah, they didn't. I asked for one. So that's why I need the pelvic ultrasound, because they need to check that it's safe for me. Because I used to have to go every 6 months to check on my PCOS, and it was like, I had to be on birth control and I had to get blood work and an ultrasound every like 6 months. And that was fine. I did that most of high school. And then I went to university and I just stopped doing it. Like for the first year, I came back at Christmas and I would get it done. And then I stopped going, and because it never amounted to anything. They were always just like, it's fine, everything's fine. So this will be one of those things where they're going to be like, no, you definitely can't, or yeah, it's still all fine. And like maybe I've grown out of something. I don't know how things work in my body, so they're going to have a look. Nancy, take care of the kids, cook, clean, laundry, everything. My wife comes home and sits down and buried herself in her phone. She said my request for help is just picking up upsets her. We need to clone you, Helmet. Thank you, Lori. I'm not perfect by any means, but I try. Well, it's nice to have someone who can help and support you. Alex and I are pretty even most of the time, I think. When the laundry piles up, I do all of it. If it doesn't pile up, Alex is the one doing it. If it ends up being like we have a stressful week and then there's a huge laundry pile, then I can do it because I like to sort laundry. But he's the one who like maintains the flow, and when the flow gets backed up, then I step in. And like he is the one who unloads and loads the dishwasher, and I'm the one who cooks the meals, and he is the one that takes the dog out, but I'm the one that feeds the dog. And he's the one that shovels the driveway, but I'm the one that has a really good personality and so fun to talk to. Love. He's really fun to talk to too, I mean. But also, I agree, Helmet, that sucks that you don't have the support in your life, that you're the primary for all of those things. It should be a teamwork thing.
Yeah.
Friends, I really have to pee. Would you mind if I just put you on mute, go pee, and you guys can talk amongst yourselves for like 2 minutes? The bathroom is right in front of me, so I'll be right back. Because I'm not done talking yet. I'll be right back. Hold on. Ta-da! And I'm back. Okay, so much better. Now I'm not in an emergency situation anymore. Alex,
Yes?
would you mind taking Thunder outside?
Yes?
He's standing by the door looking looking like he wants to go outside also. I did say go pee, so he's probably like, I too need to go pee. Okay, I'm back. Go pee. Thank you, Frida. And I think I do the majority of things around the house, but that's because I have OCD and prefer to do things a certain way. That's fair too. Like, I asked Alex recently to clean the bathroom, and I said, like, go ham on it. I want top to bottom, every shelf, every corner, clean it all. And he did a spectacular job, like a beautiful, beautiful job. And a beautiful, beautiful job. But it took him like 4 hours to complete. Like I do the bathroom, like if I'm doing the bathroom because somebody is coming over and they're gonna sleep over, like I'm going to like have people look at my stuff. I like empty the shelves and I put um like everything neatly away, but in the most extreme of circumstances, it takes an hour. The most extreme of circumstances. I would say like 30 minutes to do a good clean. It took Alex many, many hours. So now when I look at it that way, I'm like, yes, I know he can do it. If I'm not home and I need the bathroom clean, I can request it. But for the most part, I'd rather just do it because it's a lot quicker. And I know that there's things that he does really well that he doesn't need much time for, you know? So like the kitchen, Alex can clean the kitchen really quickly, but he does a really good job. He gets all of the counters, the sinks, he puts all the dishes away, puts all the dishes in the sink or in the dishwasher, puts the clean ones away. He does that sort of stuff. I'm more of a, if something needs organizing, it has to be me. She told me that if I don't stop getting upset about her making messes and not cleaning up after herself, then she's leaving. She's threatened 3 times in the last month. I told her I would work on myself for our marriage, but she refuses to acknowledge that she does anything wrong. It's a scary Christmas for me. I'm sorry, Helmut. That's really awful. That's awful. There's a lot of people like that in the world that don't even see their part in a partnership. Hi, baby.
Hello.
You see your part in our partnership, right?
I tried.
Yeah, you do. I love you.
Love you.
It doesn't seem fair, because if you're making an effort and it's just move to be near her family, I don't have anyone here, that's really stressful. That's hard. I'm sorry, Helmut, that is hard. I wonder if she's going through something like, and you are her venting bag, you know, like she's picking a fight by, like she knows it bothers you that she doesn't clean, so she's hurting about something else, so she stopped cleaning to like pick a fight. Maybe you guys should go to couples counseling, or she should go to counseling to find out what's actually upsetting her, you know?
Yeah, we both recommend counseling for everyone now.
Yeah, we're basically advocating counseling for anyone. Well, Alex and I used to be going to couples counseling, and then we went to individual counseling, and now we do individual counseling once a month. We go to therapy once a month for an hour. And honestly, like, I have a lot less stress about a lot of things because I'm able to voice the things that are upsetting me. And like, you may be like, oh, she's messy, that's the thing that's stressing me out. But it may be that she threatens your whole relationship over minor things. Like, if I was really stressed out that Alex wouldn't clean up his stuff, it wouldn't make me threaten to leave him, you know? Or if Alex told me he hates the way that I explode yarn everywhere, it wouldn't make me threaten our relationship. If someone's threatening their relationship, they're using it as a tool to have power or control, right? It's not necessarily, like, she may not have any intention to leave. And if she does have an intention to leave over something like that, that's a tough situation. It could be something that might be valuable for you, Helmut, if you have access to it. For us in Ontario, if you go to your family doctor and you say, I'd like to get some counseling, they forward you it to like a family doctor forwarded practice, and then you get a therapist for free, and you can go once a month for free. You can go once a week when you're like losing it, but once a month is what we're doing now when we talk to our therapists. And we have 2 different therapists, so that's like, you know, it can help you develop tools to better handle her communication style. Maybe the way that you're coming at it, maybe even though you're saying, hey honey, like, can you please pick up your socks? She could be hearing it that like, you're not good enough. You know what I mean? I know she's doing that to feel some control, but she uses it too often. Right, so that means she's feeling a lack of control in her life, and she, for some reason, perceives that you are on a higher rung on the ladder and that you have more control, without acknowledging how your feelings might be affected negatively. So I don't know. A therapist isn't going to tell you anything you don't know or anything, Helmet. They're just going to reframe it in a different set of words. I go to counseling. Okay, good. It helps so much. I agree, right? It gives you more words to use to understand situations instead of just being like, this is crazy. You can be like, oh, this is like, yeah, me neither, Scrappy. I don't like the feeling of being threatened. And my response, I really have to work on my response because certain people in my immediate life, that's their go-to, like passive aggression, and like veiled threats are like their go-to in certain ways. So learning how to manage that and learning how to respond in a way that protects myself while also trying to get my point across. Some people you can't get your point across and you like have to learn to accept that, which I'm not okay with yet. I'm not fully healed or anything, but I'm at least one enlightenment level above what I was when I started counseling, right?
Of course. It was helpful because the point of authority was somebody that deals with this kind of
yeah. At the beginning, what I was saying to Alex was it's kind of like going to a parent that fills in the gaps that any of our parents left. So your parents do everything they can to raise you as best they can to help you learn to cope with whatever is going to come in life, but they're all just one person as well. So of course they'll miss certain things and they won't have advice for specific situations that you're in this time that they would never have been in this time or in their time when they were your age.
Time they didn't even have this knowledge, right?
Right. So when you go to a therapist, they can hear your thing and reframe it through probably advice that your parents have given you, but reframed in a way that has a lot more like science behind it. I'm a huge advocate for counseling. I'm in graduate school for psychology. I go to a counselor that's also a combat veteran. He's wonderful. That's awesome, Helmet. That's really good. I'm glad that you're doing that. It's really good for you to be going for yourself. It's like an investment in yourself, really, because it's like you're getting more tools on how to handle.
It also helps your other partner, right?
Well, yeah, because our communication is so much clearer than it ever used to be.
Yeah.
Because I can just say, how's your mental health today? And Alex can go, it's all right. And then I can say, do you want to talk about it? Is there anything going on? And he can go like, no, I think it's okay. Just, kind of like neutral today.
Or I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, or he can say, I'm not ready to talk about it. And because I've been going to counseling, I can say, okay, I'm here when you're ready, as opposed to sitting on his lap and going, tell me, which may be a thing that I worked through. I really like, when I know there's knowledge to be known, I really like to know it right away. So if Alex is like, oh, so-and-so called me, I'm like, what did they say? Why did they call? What's going on? And he's like, nothing. They just said hi. And I'm like, but did they just say hi? Or did they have it? Like, I'm very nosy. But I'm managing my nosiness when it comes to Alex's feelings because he tells me everything that I need to know. Alex is not one to hold back from me. So if he's not ready to tell me something, it's because he hasn't figured out how to verbalize what he's thinking and feeling. It's not because he's hiding something from me. Therapy helped me with that. Right, just stopped and thinking about why you don't think that way. Thunder! 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 Come here! Come on! Good boy! Good boy, Thunder, come here!
Good boy!
Why are you crying? Why are you so sad? Come on! Come here! Up! Thunder, up! Come here! I can't get you from that side. I guess I can. You little monkey. Ugh. I know that game. What's wrong? Nothing. Holy crap, I just laughed so hard. He's such a little wimp. Laura, you and your partner are great listeners. Thank you so much. Aw, thanks. I mean, he's definitely a great listener to all my crazy. I've got a lot. I can just go for hours talking and he'll just be like, go on. And also, Frida, going to a therapist definitely does help you ask, why do I respond the way I respond? Why did that thing make me need to reply to the text? Why did that confrontation make me need to yell, And then when you're like, oh, that anger was actually fear and sadness. Anger is just how I explained it. you know? And then when you're like, it was fear and sadness, eventually you can get to a point where instead of getting upset, you can say like, that hurt my feelings. It made me feel really insecure. And then it just kind of put me on a sad trajectory. And I want to clarify what was going on in the conversation, as opposed to just saying like something mean because it makes you feel better in the moment, you know? I've been through a lot of things in life, so I'm a no bullshit kind of person. I do not threaten unless in 100% planned on following through. Fair enough. But from my experience, it's definitely more, there's definitely more to it when someone's threatening. Right, because it's hurt people, and there's a control issue when there's a threat, you know? There's trying to be like, you need to be off kilter for me to feel secure right now. I can't have you feeling secure because something about this is unhappy, you know? So many layers. Frida, if anyone would see Ola and me, they would think we had an awful communication. He has bad peripheral vision, and if he has headphones on, I have to throw stuff. I know someone like that.
Totally.
Alex is literally like beside me, like he's 10 feet away, but we're both facing the same direction, and
Awesome.
he's just nothing. And if he has headphones in, I can yell. I often throw something. Or I'll knock on the table so that Thunder starts barking, and then Alex will think, like he can hear Thunder barking. So frustrating. But once he's listening, he's listening.
Yep.
Thank you for this live stream. Oh, Nancy, you're welcome. This is a nice conversation. I'm glad we're talking about like taking care of yourself and being aware of your mental health and whatnot. You and your partner are good listeners. CJ and Thunder make my day. Oh, I wish you could see CJ right now. He's underneath my front feet, but he's right in front of the heater, so you can't see him. But he is here, I promise. And Thunder, my little drama queen. Do you miss Cleo? Do you miss her? I don't think he misses her. I think he's really glad that he is the center of attention again. Not that he wasn't, let's be honest. Thumbs up. Yeah, totally. For those of you who are here, don't forget to thumbs up the video. My ultrasound is in the afternoon. I can't forget to go. I can't forget to drink a liter of water. I have to drink a liter of water 1 hour before we go. And I found one that's in my town, an ultrasound place, because it was suggesting one that's pretty far away. So I got one that's in our town, so now I don't have to drive very far. I can't hear out of one ear, so sometimes my attention is gotten through creative ways. I can't hear out of one ear either, Helmet, so probably for different reasons, but I have like 60-70% hearing in one ear and like 40-30% hearing in the other ear. It hasn't seemed to affect me negatively though. Like I hear everything, but when I'm on the phone, I can't have the receiver on one side. I can't carry on a conversation because it's so muffled that it's like frustrating. So, yay for ear infections. Although, Helmet, is yours from like not ear infections? Totally, Lou. Isolation is like a disease now. It's like, it's so addictive because it feels so good to be in the quiet of your own world, but it's also, it's dangerous because it's so comfortable you feel like you don't need to leave. Helmet, it's good to like yarn when you're throwing stuff at your partner. Squeaking toys makes it extra funny. That's true. Yeah, squeaky toys and yarn. I've done the odd pencil and the odd crocheted item, like a hat or a baby booty. A dog toy. I wish Thunder wanted to play with dog toys. I try to engage with him, and sometimes he'll get like so little bit excited for like a minute, but he won't like play. He's not that playish. Frida, Helmet, oh, yes. And Scrappy, I'm so excited. We leave for the cabin today, and it's snowing up there. Not a lot, but enough to make it pretty. That's awesome, Scrappy. Enough snow to make it pretty, but not so much that it's like here right now. I was hurt once, and I lost half my hearing. TBI, shrapnel in my leg from a rocket and some other stuff. It happened during a firefight in Afghanistan. Lager province near FOB Shank. Jeez. Well, I'm glad you're okay, but ouch. And I'm glad you're back. Does that mean you don't have to go back again? Are you safe now? I mean, like, physically safe. Mentally safe, you're probably going to be healing for, like, ever. Nancy, it's sunny here but cold. Yeah, same. Sunny but cold. It's the best. It sounds nice, Scrappy. Yeah, going to a cabin where there's a cute amount of snow sounds nice. We're really, like, right now there's lots of snow and tons of mud because it's been warm for the last couple of days. So it's just mud and snow. Not ideal. I have worn hearing aids full time for 3 years. It's so much better. I almost cried the first time I put them on. I could hear everything again. That's so nice, Lucy Lou. I'm out, medically discharged. Well, good. I'm glad you're safe now. I'm glad that's something you don't have to do anymore, even if it was a career for you and it's something that you're like, oh, I would have loved to do that again. I'm glad you don't have to do it again. War is a hard and dangerous thing, and it's bad for humanity. Or it's bad for humans. I mean, conflict is part of humanity, but individual humans, I feel like, aren't made for that at all.
And Earth sometimes too.
And Earth, too, especially with the way weapons are now.
Yep.
It's not just like one-on-one combat on a field. Even there, though, you still end up messed up. I feel like there can't be a war where people come back and they're like, all right, back to work. I was a teacher before.
Right.
You know?
Back to being a teacher.
How do you go back to being a teacher after you've seen things like that? Rain, 5 degrees, wet and overcast. Ugh. It's been pouring rain here in our backyard. Looks like a muddy river. Ours is like an icy, muddy pond full of ice mud. Brenda, have a good day, everyone. Nancy, extra hug your way. Laura, catch the rest later. I have to get ready as I have an appointment for my hand. Oh, good luck with your appointment. Merry Christmas Eve, and I'll see you tomorrow. Frida, Lucy, that's great. Yes, getting an appointment. Oh wait, nope, that's a different thing. Lucy Lou. Hearing aids. Oh, that is great. Thank you, Brenda. Merry Christmas. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. I'm still so tired, but I want to, like, do stuff. Good morning, Kelly. Nice to see you this morning. Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve to you as well. What are you guys doing for Christmas Eve? Before I wrap up today, let's talk about that. I want to talk about, like, I don't know, what does your Christmas Eve look like tonight?
For family traditions.
Yeah, what are the things you're going to be doing with your family, alone, with your partner, whatever it is? What's your Christmas Eve look like tonight? Laura with pointy things. Laura with pointy things. This old helmet. I would have loved to keep going. I trained in the Afghan National Army and really felt I made a difference in strengthening relations and pushing peace and understanding before bullets. It would have been nice if there were more people that wanted to push peace before bullets. I don't understand very much about the war over there. Like, every time I read about it, I feel, like, really yucky. But what I don't understand is, for the people over there, like, here, the States isn't at war. They send people to another, like, the war is not in the States or in Canada or whatever. So what I wonder is, what does it look like for their communities over there? How can it heal? Because there's the 3 generations that are alive right now all have only lived in war. Like, the war's been going on for them forever, and, like, everybody would have someone who's died. You know? I don't know. I just wonder, like, I can't imagine what the steps would be. Confusing. Aw, thanks, Savannah. Yes, it's washed out a little bit, so it's back to being nice cotton candy pink, the way I like it. So thank you. Nancy, I'll be home alone. Should read a book, Nancy. I'll be having a peaceful evening on my own, says Nancy, crocheting and listening to audiobooks. That sounds nice. Spending time with our sister-in-law, her hubby, and our nephews and the dogs at the cabin. Games and food. That sounds really lovely. That's awesome. Same
Tell me
here.
your recommendations for audiobooks. Let them post in the chat.
Yeah, Alex wants recommendations for audiobooks. He's like,
I'm always
he's
down.
interested in getting down to audiobooks. Kelly, same. We celebrated our Christmas this weekend because we won't all be together tonight. We'll still go to my mom's for our normal Christmas Eve, though. I don't think we're gonna go to my mom's. Do you think? I feel like they're good with having a night off because Mallory's gonna leave this morning.
They've been having a lot of people pass away.
Yeah, but I think maybe tomorrow we'll go for dinner. Going through Sherlock Holmes mysteries these days. Oh, that's cool for audiobooks. Jeez. Helmet, the biggest problem was everyone from Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, everyone wanted to be trained there to commit acts of terrorism all over the world. The Taliban condoned it. No! We don't want that. We want water and electricity and healthcare for everyone. And food. And respect and equality. Nancy, I agree, that does sound perfect. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do today. I have to check how long the sun is going to be sunny. I don't have a pattern to film right now, though. I think that some of the reason wars still go on is everyone's lost someone and it just builds more hate. That's what I think too, but it's really, how do you cut that cycle? What genre does Alex like?
Anything that's like learning, like motivational. I like also nonfiction. And
The old authors.
I also want to try just reading the books that people like recommend. Like,
Yeah,
you know how there's always books people recommend? I want to try some of those. I don't read those very much.
John Grisham books. I read a whole bunch of John Grisham books in high school and university, and I thought I was the coolest because nobody else in my high school was reading them. But my mom had a few, and then I was like, I love John Grisham. I'm a John Grisham person, and then I like learned all about his bio because he's like a lawyer, so all of his books are like based in fact, and I was just like, I was a big John Grisham fan. Oh my god, those books were long, and I like did it all basically as like a stunt. Like his books were fine, but I was like, I love John Grisham. It was fine. The Glass Castle is excellent. Harry Potter, of course. The Glass Castle is also 2 of those. Oh, it's so wonderful. It's about mental illness and overcoming loving but incompetent parents.
That sounds like it'd be alright on my alley.
Harry Potter. Putting it on my listening list, says Frida. That's good. We use Audible and love it. Every month we get 2 Audible originals that are free with our subscription. Laura, you're right. The revenge culture doesn't help. Right. If you guys like to read The Hidden Power of Effing Up. My all-time favorite, Left Hand of Darkness, Ursula Le Guin. Left Hand of Darkness. I love your children. I have 2 service dogs, one very old and blind. She's in her golden age. Oh, a service dog who's very old and blind. She's doing her best. My little children, CJ is still hidden down here, but my little child, he's 9. He's in his bronze age or something. He's not golden yet. He's young. He's still young. He's only 9. And he can still see. That's all he needs. We'll have to look it up. Well, now I've got a list for Alex to go through, so that's good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Friends, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm tired. Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. Ooh, Dark Materials. That sounds like it's up my alley. Thunder, you're so cute. Thunder, look, they love you. They love your squished little face. See? Look, you're cute. Everybody likes your cute face. Look there. Oh, you're so small. Anyways, see how much he loves getting kisses? He's like, have a kiss? Can I have one? Thank you. Okay, friends. I'm gonna go now because this little one needs his morning meal, and look at this drama. He needs his morning meal, and I need to make another tea. And look, he's checking the chat. And I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern time. For those of you who are going to be around Christmas morning, come join. If you're busy, that's okay too. But I'm going to be here. Oh, thanks, Helmet. Thanks, I appreciate that. And Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you for coming. I love you all. Have a good Christmas, and, you know, drink some water. Be nice to someone you interact with, and enjoy the quiet time if you get quiet time today. This is a great group. Merry Christmas. It is a great group. It's nice to hang out together this morning and every morning, and to be able to share, you know, real life crap. Mental health is important. I like talking about it. Things are going to be awesome. They're going to get better for everyone. 2020 is a year of clarity. We're going into it with eyes wide open. It's going to be great. See you tomorrow, friends. Love you. Bye.